A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Bhavya, a student learner in Skara University, Punjab. Welcome back to the second episode of my show, NH Show History. In this episode, we'll be delving into the world of beauty pageants, competitions that award heads mixed men and women from all around. To have a fruitful discussion about the topic, we have with us Ms. Divita Rai. Ms. Divita bagged the three titles: Miss Fashion Icon, Miss Body Beautiful, and Miss Rampart at the Femina Miss India 2019. A heartily welcome, Divita. It's a pleasure to be hosting you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk about all things beauty pageants.
So, beginning with the session, was taking to the stage and showcasing your talent a dream you had from childhood, or it was something that came out of a sudden?
So for me, I actually always blame my mother and my grandmother for this. And I say that they're the ones who sort of inculcated this dream in me. Because I think I was about 4, 5 years old when both of them dressed me up as Little Miss India for a fancy dress competition. So I was wearing this golden frock with, a paper sash across my chest that read Little Miss India. And they had very beautifully handcrafted this golden paper crown and had put on my head. So I think even at that age, even though it was all make believe and play pretend, I could sense the weight of the sash, in the sense that I could just see the pride with which both my mother and grandmother looked at me. And I think from then on there was this deep desire to bring that same sense of pride not just to my parents and myself, but also to my country. And as you grow older and you sort of research on these beauty pageants and understand what is a platform really about, you come to realize that these title holders are not just there to parade in these beautiful outfits, but they're also there with a cause, to rally something behind something that they're passionate about. So I think all of those factors really added up.
Yeah, that's a great responsibility. So that concludes that your family was very supportive with your decision.
Yes.
So also we have gathered to that you are a student of architecture. So have you finally left architecture, or you are still practicing it side by side?
So I just graduated a month ago from Sir JJ College of Architecture, and in between my course as well, I was taking up modeling projects, and even Femina Miss India happened during the course of my architecture. But I don't plan on leaving it, because I feel that every education background has something of value to teach you, and it's always an added advantage when you have a backup, when you have a degree in your hand, and you have all of those 5 years of learning that you can apply in life in general. So I think that's something that I will always cherish. And moving forward, maybe if there's venue and opportunity to collaborate between architecture field and modeling, if I can balance between the two, then I will obviously continue on with that.
Can you tell us about some of the modeling projects you are currently working on, or you are planning to work on in the near future?
Yes, so I have worked with Neeta Lalla, Vikram Fadnis. I've worked for some of their shows, and I've also done a few campaigns, even a few beauty campaigns for Pulp India, for Kiro Beauty. So, and also editorial, shoots as well. So I think I'm very fortunate to have like a glimpse of a few diverse kind of modeling projects. I've done e-commerce, I've done editorial and beauty. I've also been able to do campaigns and ramp walks. So I'm really lucky. I'm one of those lucky few who's not like slotted or boxed into any one particular type of, modeling stereotype, but I've had the opportunity to really explore all different venues. Yeah, and I hope to continue with that. Yeah.
That's great. Success brings with it a bag full of challenges. So we would love to know about the challenges that came in your path.
Of course. There's one thing to dream something, and there's another one where you have to actually put in the work to pursue it. So for me, even though I subconsciously always wanted to be a part of this fashion industry, I actively began pursuing it only when I was at the age of 18. So when I just joined architecture course, that's when I actively began, going for auditions and learning about the whole industry. So for me, my very first audition was back in December of 2016, and I didn't really make it through. And every year after that, consecutively, it was about learning from those failed attempts, learning from those disappointments. So of course, I think challenges, everybody encounters them at some point of the time. But what I really learned out of it is to not look at it as a challenge or an obstacle. When there's a dream that you so deeply desire and you so deeply want to pursue, your perception towards that challenge changes, right? It no longer is viewed as a failure or a failed attempt, but really lessons to be learned in that opportunity. Self-imposed disbelief and limitations to outgrow. So I think it's that mindset that's helped me strengthen through those struggles and challenges.
Who was your greatest inspiration in your journey?
Wow. I think it would have to be. I would have to say my mother, because she's always been there as a huge supporting guide and also an inspiration, because she showed me through her own sort of life that you can always reinvent yourself. So when she was at my age, she always wanted to be a dancer, but because of the conservative background that she grew up in, she didn't get that many opportunities, or she was not encouraged to pursue that profession. But today, at the age of 52, she's taken up dancing again, and she's like really enjoying and thriving in what she does. So I think through her journey, I was able to really inculcate, that it doesn't matter where you come from, what your circumstances are, who supports you, or even, what age you are. As long as you have something of value to give and something you dream of doing, you should go after it. So she's been my biggest inspiration.
That's great. So, are there any tips you would like to give all the young girls and boys out there planning to be a part of pageantry platform?
I think it would be to really invest in yourself, take the time out to understand why it is that you want to pursue a certain goal, because there's so many people who come up with their dreams and aspirations to, pursue beauty pageant or accomplish a certain dream. But you have to know that that journey is going to be one with a lot of struggles and obstacles along the way. And so for you to develop that resilience and courage to continue on despite, everything that you face, it's important for you to really reflect why it is, that you're continuing on that journey. So invest time in yourself, recognize what it is that you want to pursue, and really expose yourself to as many opportunities and choices that you can.
Yeah, they should surely be known about the efforts of success.
Yes.
Efforts that success really takes. So, since your hometown is Karnataka, so I would love to know about the specialities of the state, the values, the culture people follow over there.
Oh wow. So even though that is my original hometown, I've actually had the opportunity to travel and live in different parts of the country, because my father actually works in a transferable job. And so every 4 to 5 years we keep moving places. But the one constant thing was during our summer vacations, we would always go back to Mangalore. So that's my birth town. And we would visit my grandparents, and there were a lot of like cousins and relatives and, my nieces and all of those people we used to interact with. So I think for me, what's really special about that state for me is really the warmth, of the people, and the culture, of course, and the food is something that I always like resonate with, and it has a deep, connection with me. So I think the culture, of course, it's as unique as is for any other state. Every state has its own unique speciality, its own unique culture. But Karnataka, especially for me, because it's my birth town, I really enjoy the people and then the food there, dosa, idli, the curries made out of coconut, I think all of those.
South Indian food, basically.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'd like to conclude this interaction with a pertinent question around how women are perceived and treated in our society. Despite years of modernization, women of all ages, especially young women, continue to face a lot of discrimination and rejection. What, according to you, can these women do to be able to follow their dreams?
Right. I think it's really important to build a strong sense of self, because there are going to be so many voices around you that will try to box you and stereotype and tell you that you cannot be this, you cannot do that because you're of a certain age, you're of a certain color, you're from a certain background. So there are going to be tons of voices around you that will try to stop you, that will come across as hindrances, obstacles, talking to you about your lack of experience in some places, lack of, you're not fitting a certain look. So you will receive tons of voices. But I think when you build that strong sense of self, no matter what people say, when you realize that what I have is of worth, is of value, and when you come out from that space, then everything will just appear as opportunities for you to grow as a person, as an individual. So for all women out there, it's something that even I remind myself that it's very important to forge ahead, despite the hurt sometimes that you come across when people say very hurtful things, mean things in terms of comments. But despite all of that, to know that I have something of value to offer to this world and to continue on with that mindset.
Yeah, this should really have a great self-confidence.
Yes.
Okay, so it was indeed a memorable session, and I personally got to learn and explore a lot. I'm certain that your views, your candid insights, and unique experiences will motivate a lot of our young viewers. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. It was great interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bhavya. Thank you.